Hey everyone, welcome to the demo scene for the Weeper Pack PBR. This is a pretty cool new character. Took a lot of work to get the cloth looking as good as possible. Cloth is not easy. It's not cloth physics, this is actually animated cloth. So let's get started. We got some different lighting setups in the demo if you want to check those out. Front lights, light from the very front. Position or point lights, so what it might look like with lighting in a dungeon or something. Colored point lights, so you can see what it would look like in various lighting setups, and a spotlight. Stick with the demo for the demo, the daytime lighting. Alright, so let's get down to business. We've got a bunch of texture sets here. Now, each one of these comes with the package. This is the default right here. But you're welcome to create your own. Inside the editor, we have the ability to basically customize every aspect of it. So this is the blue look I've made, and the green look, and you can use these if you don't want to customize your own, but I think it's always fun to customize your own. This one reminds me more of a nun, I think, than a Weeper, but that's okay. Jet black in honor of the iPhone 7, I suppose. Then we've got these, well, let me show you the Flowmapped one first. This is a pretty cool custom shader I've made with Shader Forge. And if you look closely here, you can see it flowing around. And let me actually show you what this is in the editor. Because this is pretty cool. You can see it flowing here. So I'm going to pause this. We're going to go to Procedure Materials, and we'll find this Weeper Flowmapped demo. So this takes, it's a Shader Forge shader, so you can check it out and edit it and learn from it and all that. But it takes your general PBR stuff, the albedo, opacity, normal, metal, rough, and ambient occlusion. If there's a missive, it will take that as well. So you can replace this with any maps. You could actually use this with other characters, with other objects as well. Hint, hint. This is more valuable than you might realize. And then you've got this normal 2 here. So in the shader section, I've got this distortion normal. This also comes with the gelatinous cube and sphere pack. So if you select that, it only produces one normal map. But the options here allow for a bunch of different grunge maps as a default. I believe there's 10 of them or 9 of them, 9 options. Then each one you can blur more or less, and you can also change the intensity of it. And so that normal is what's actually being flowed around here. So I'm going to just take a different look. Perhaps this one's more flat, I think, than the first. Yeah, so that was the first one. I chose one that has little waves in it. You can choose one that's more flat and go from there. Let's see that. There we go. So now that has a completely different look. So definitely work with that to get the look you want. It's in with Shader Forge. If this wasn't playing, you could actually see the changes live, which is nice. Blur that out a little bit. There we go. So now we've got a much more nice, subtle blur flow. It's not something you can really see easily from far away, but if you're going to do any close-ups, there might be a cool effect. Alright, and then we've got these other looks, the stone, and these are actually meant to be used with the statue looks here, so I'm going to show you those. Since the Weeper is meant to be a statue, if you Google Weeper statue, you can see the inspiration for this. We have the stone, marble, and metal looks, so you can put those in your game, and if you know anything about Doctor Who, then you'll know that this could be used for a cool effect, especially in a VR game. I would love to have statues come to life only when you're not looking in a VR game. Wouldn't that be cool? Let me start the rotation for this. So there you go. And then we've got the metal look as well. I like the metal, my favorite. So statues. Of course, this looks different with different lighting, so you can see it's a little bright in the back, but you get the idea. And spotlight looks cool with the statue as well, of course. Alright, but we got more options, so let's go forward with that. We'll bring back to the default texture here. And we'll slow down the rotation a little bit so nobody gets too dizzy. Actually, I'm going to come to the very, very front. Alright, so we've got some options here for the body parts. We'll do the particles in a second. You can turn off the hood here and the robe's top, the hands, and the head as well. And if you want, you can bring the hood back on and add a particle in there just to make it like a glowing head. You can add particles here, so like glowing hands. Something like the particle playground could. You could make particles out of the mesh render, turn the mesh render off, and have just the particles going in the shape of a hand. There's a lot you can do with that, so definitely play around with those. Alright, so let's check out these blend shapes. We've got the robe, I guess the hood can come down in front. You want to make him more scary and make him like that. The hood front can come down by itself, so you can bring it back but keep the hood down and whatnot. There's a little more options there. The fingers can come out just a little bit, and the sleeves can come down and go back up. So that's helpful if you don't want them to be too flowy. Sleeve length, and see how far out they go over the hands. Arm width can go out, and fat and skinny. Same with body width. It's a little funny when he gets really skinny, but it can work if you like him that skinny. His head can get big or small. If we zoom in a little bit more and turn off the hood, there is an animation. As much as his face is hidden by all this cloth, it is animated, and so you can also change the head size, the jaw size here, chin size, nose, and the neck width right there. So you can create more looks if you'd like, based on your own personal preference on all that. So. And at the end, if you like the look you've got, you can click the Save as Prefab. It will actually save the whole thing as a prefab, including the options for the body parts. So that's just and actually the textures and everything. So if you like the look that you're working with in the demo scene, just click that Save as Prefab and you'll be all set. So we also have these different particles. They're all black particles, but this ground one that just goes around in a circle around him. Turn that off. We've got this constant particle that moves behind him. So it starts with his mesh render, or skin mesh render, and it just kind of gets pushed back. And that's just a constant particle. We have a similar one here with the movement particles. Now this is only going to be visible when he moves, so let's start checking him out. So his idle is right here, and this is his locomotion. We'll see the particles start to form there. So his quote-unquote walk forward has no feet, so it's more of a ghost-like walk. There is a version that has no knees being pushed out. Right here there's a couple knees that get pushed out, so there's a version where he more floats forward as well. And there's the backward, or rather it's the backward walk that has no knees. This one has the knees. You can look at his face there, it also moves. So there you go, and we'll keep walking forward. We've got his cast animations. Now cast 1, it's got a bunch of particles that will come out. Each one's an individual spell, and they'll go towards a target. They're scripted to go towards a target. That's why this little capsule is there. And they start out as a random direction, and they go from there. Cast 2 is one you'll hold down. It can last for as long as you'd like. Cast 3 is a forward spell. It's kind of these clouds that collect and then shoot forward on a wide, I wouldn't say an angle, on a wide plane. And cast 4 is another one you would hold down for as long as you'd like. The light is every frame choosing a random height between a minimum and a maximum value. That's where you get this flicker from. There you go. So these guys idle break. taunt animation. Ghost-like. Got hit. I like this one is dodge, just straight back. It's got turn left and turn right animations. And here is his death animation. This goes down into a pile of cloth. So, there you go. There's a lot you can do with this guy. I like to make the particles chase. Okay. Let me know on the forums if you have any questions. And comments and suggestions and requests and all that good stuff. Have a great day, everybody.